have noticed laughter was an important and is an important part of our gathering. It's very liberating, particularly to laugh at the human condition and to laugh at one's own mind patterns, because it implies that you've taken one step back, a retreat, and have seen your own patterns or your own drama that's produced by the mind patterns. And when you recognize drama as drama, it becomes also funny. Awakening, so, is not a serious business. If you make it serious, then you've gone astray somewhere and the mind is trying to do something. Awakening, a synonym for that, of course, is enlightenment, another beautiful word, which in the English language, as it so happens, implies two things. There's light in there, enlightenment. It implies light, the light of consciousness, the clarity, the awakened consciousness, the clear seeing, and it implies lightness in the sense of lack of heaviness, gravity, weight, which includes seriousness. Because the mind-made me, the egoic self, takes itself very seriously.
On a rainy day like this, or when you're going through the dark night of the soul, or you're just having a moment that's difficult, I made this video to help remind everyone that laughter can help lighten our heart and put things into perspective.
This is by someone who is sleepless at night. My wife snores. My now at night is miserable. I have tried electronic gadgets and earplugs to no avail. How does one respond and not react? Signed, awake but only at night. P.S. I have tried your cold soup analogy. Sweetheart, would you please stop snoring? It doesn't work. No, of course the cold soup method is not going to work here, because Snoring is an involuntary process. It just happens. I hope at home you have separate bedrooms. But here, well, any situation that you cannot change, and there are situations of that kind, or situations that you cannot change at this time, perhaps change will be possible at some point, but right now, at this moment, there's nothing one can do. Whether you are in prison, or metaphorically speaking in prison, or have some other condition, some life situation. Now, if there's truly nothing you can do, or there may be something you can do, but there are certain important reasons why perhaps you cannot take action right now. If that is truly so, if you cannot change the situation, there are only two options left. You remove yourself, or you surrender. Oh yes, I forgot the third one. You suffer. For some of you, a few, it may at some point get too much, and you might feel the urge to remove yourself from here and go to a more stimulating place, such as the beach, or even more stimulating, such as the adjacent expo. The primal urge will have been stronger than the urge towards higher consciousness. Who am I? Because that also, when you ask yourself, who am I? Consciousness awakening, at first it's painful, and then it says, what am I doing here? Not another incarnation. And then as the years pass, a day will come when you look in the mirror and something has changed. That beautiful body has shrunk or expanded, whatever the case may be. I saw the other day in Sydney, walking along the harbour front on a beautiful sunny morning, pleasant, not hot, less warm than it is here, people walking. And there was one man who had taken off his shirt, and he was walking through these crowds of people. And the strange coincidence is that this man, of course, must have been so hot in this weather that he felt compelled to take off his shirt. But by a strange coincidence, he had the most wonderful physique. Extremely masculine, just very impressive. And many people looked, and some tried not to look. and just glanced. And you could see how satisfying it was for him to walk through there. So he was lucky that he felt so hot that he had to take off his shirt. When I first got my iPhone 2 years ago, then I got my first text messages, which were quite miraculous. And then often I didn't reply until the next day or 2 days later. And then I was told, this is not according to text message etiquette. Text message etiquette dictates that you reply immediately. So occasionally I do that now, but and even now I don't always reply immediately, and I don't even look at it immediately. At first I did when I got the iPhone, and then I realized what it was doing. So almost an obsessive attachment forms to that image, that form of that person. And that is called falling in love. And sometimes, if you're lucky, the other person feels the same about you, that you are going to complete him or her also. And of course that is great. You both feel that you are going to complete each other. And then probably you will want to get married, sign a contract, just to make sure that for the rest of your life you are going to complete me and you're not going to leave me, because that would have dire consequences if you broke that contract and left me. Don't you even think about that. The Buddha was asked a similar question. I'll tell you what he said, but then I will answer it because he didn't. Does presence require us not to be too excited about something? Is presence serious? Don't laugh. My ego is really aggressive. If we say the world is crazy, are we judging? No. It actually is crazy.
And the beautiful presence of our beloved pets. They keep their presence. Look at mommy. They keep us in the moment as well.
Careful here. At this point, it would be best for me to walk out of the room, stop speaking. But that would throw the Omega Institute into disarray, and they would have to give you your money back. We were driving yesterday. The only way I could get here was to fly to Toronto and then drive down here. And we were in the car, maybe halfway down, and we were overtaking this car, and on the rear window the driver had written in big white letters 2 lines. The bottom line read, "God bless America," which is fine. And the top line said, "Kill them all." And we were overtaking this car with a Canadian license plate. I was hoping that them all did not include Canadians. A personal sense of self can return even during our retreat. The complaining heavy me is back. It may happen to you. It can come upon you suddenly as you sit here. And you may have to run out of the room. No, don't let this stop you from going to the bathroom if you need to.
And just like these flowers, just like these pretty flowers, and this beautiful, beautiful jungle garden, and our special pet friends. Humorous. These favorite mentors who help us laugh and remember to keep things light, help our lives to heal.
If only you're driving along and another driver shouts something at you. "You idiot." But he doesn't say it like that. He doesn't. But when you sense then that comment and the energy behind it is like a blow, and it threatens, it shakes your form identity. And deep down, even if you know very well that this is a very unconscious person, deep down there's the little me says, maybe he's right. And immediately comes a reactive mechanism in order to repair the injury to your form identity. Because it's painful to the form to be injured. Not physically painful, but emotionally painful. And so you would shout something back, and that repairs that. Or you would simply, perhaps you're beyond shouting back, but in your mind you would be saying, "You unconscious little worm." And that also works. You accept the isness of that noise. And the mind no longer labels it. When you accept the isness, it is, and you begin to listen to it. And there's no longer a me that contracts and says no to it. You begin to listen to it without a no. Complete non-resistance, and you'll be very surprised what you feel suddenly. And even the noise might be transformed, and the pneumatic drill might be saying Om, Om. But it often looks as if life were giving you a challenge just to see if you can surrender. Especially you'll get it when you claim that now you have arrived. Occasionally people come to me, and I love it when they come, or they call and come and say, I am liberated now. I'm totally liberated. I know it. And it's wonderful. I love that. I don't say, oh, you're not right. They may well be right. But I often say, just wait. Let it... Give it a few months before you start writing a book about it. And then you love your neighbor as yourself. Your neighbor is everyone you meet. There are no conditions to that love. I will only love you if you become more conscious. And of course, Jesus said, if you love only those who do good to you, anybody can do that. I don't think that's the exact translation, but many companies are still predominantly run by very big egos. I'm not saying that everybody here is entirely free of ego yet, but much less so than in many other places. So it's wonderful to be here, and if my book sales ever decline and I need a job, I hope you will. You probably won't, but because first of all, I have no computer skills, and secondly, I'm too old, since the average age here is probably about 30. So, well, good to be here, and now, on the screen that I have here, maybe it's a prompter, although I'm not going to read anything from it. It says, the power of the present moment, a meditation, so that's what I'm supposed to do with you. Now, this is not a meditation where you need to go because sometimes the moment one says meditation, everybody goes. And people are in the grip of the stream of thinking. It pulls you along, amplified these days by the digital gadgets. We might be talking about that a little later. The grip of compulsive thinking, where one thing after another arises in your mind and you identify with everything that comes into your mind. Amplified, as I said, by the digital stuff, which called, want your attention, this is important, another email coming in, a text message. It must be important. Somebody just posted something on Facebook. And you see a photo of a dinner plate, having dinner at such a... And of course, then you have to reply, and you say, cool, it's great. The difference between being absorbed in being identified with the voice in your head, which is habitual compulsive thinking, and being in a state of alert awareness. which looks like this. You don't have to look like that, I'm acting it out. Jesus had the same message. The kingdom of heaven does not come with signs to be perceived. What does that mean? It means you can never say, oh, there it is. Why can't you say, oh, there it is? Because you are it. It can never become an object in your consciousness because it is consciousness itself. And people have been repeating the words of Jesus for 2,000 years with who has understood them? Very few, maybe one or two Buddhists. So, wonderful practice, meetings, and so on are great places. I can hear a phone ringing somewhere.
I think it's behind us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is the world we live in.
This is the world we live in.
Well, maybe it's my phone. No, it isn't. Time to take a selfie. And post it on Facebook.
Yeah.
This is me in, where are we? San Francisco.
What does it mean when the most present person on the planet says, where are we again? It means that you're in our conversation and in our conversation.
We are here, that's all we need to know.
That's lovely.
And then suddenly you remember, oh, I've lost the now. Where's the now? And now then the mind says, there's no point in even looking for it now, because obviously you're not in a fit state to be at peace. And with all the problems going on around you, but there's just no point in even trying. Often you will hear thoughts like that your mind is telling you, not now, later. I haven't got the time to be present now. This is by someone who is sleepless at night. My wife snores. My now at night is miserable. I have tried electronic gadgets and earplugs to no avail. How does one respond and not react? Signed, awake but only at night. P.S. I have tried your cold soup analogy. Sweetheart, would you please stop snoring? It doesn't work. The pain body is actually scanning your surroundings or other people's remarks in a conversation or reactions just to... And the moment somebody says something, Are you accusing me of... No, I just asked if you had put the garbage out. Are you accusing me of being lazy? Are you saying to me I'm a liar? The cat is awake. Just checking if everybody is present. And then you drink. And the taste is so incredible. It's water, it's amazing, it's liquid, alive, it's liquid. No, I haven't taken acid before coming here. I have a bell here. It dissolved. I wanted to demonstrate how a sound comes into being and then goes out of existence, slowly fades out. But we have something even better. The entire bell has faded out of existence. Perhaps there'll be even more space than there's already. Already you consist of 99% empty space. Scientists know that. The atoms, the space between the atoms that make up your body is so vast that you are more than 99% empty space. In Zen Buddhism, they have satori. Satori is a sudden flash, a sudden realization. Not always lasting, but it's there, sometimes accompanied by shouting or laughter. The depths of winter, I finally learned. Finally means he spent quite a long time in the depths of winter. I finally learned that there was in me, or maybe he said there is in me, because that is the timeless. If he didn't say is, he should have said is, would have been even better. I'm always surprised when I observe humans interacting. My initials are E.T., so I call them human. And that's always the case, then it's your choice which of the three you choose. Surrender in this case is surrender to the fact that you get woken up several times during the night and then perhaps feel sleepy during the day. But just surrender to, yes, there you are, awake again. And then you might use this opportunity and just go into the body. What else can you do? Or shake her, and then it starts again. Or you rent a tent and move into a tent. The thing that doesn't work and that which generates suffering is complaining mentally about the situation, about a situation that you can do nothing about right now. Complaining mentally or complaining also to others, anybody who is prepared to listen to you. You can complain about the situation. And if you observe closely, you see that something in you likes that. Something in you feels strengthened by the complaining, and that's the false sense of self. Whenever you complain, it strengthens the false me, because you are right. The complainer is always right.
Thank you to everyone who edited, everyone who shared their clips openly on YouTube, and thank you to Eckhart Tolle and his team as well, all the people that share his work. I truly appreciate his beautiful humor. Right? Do we appreciate his humor? Yeah? Can you come up here with me? Have a great evening.